Hey everyone, this is Hugo from Open Source AI, and today I want to talk about Ollama. Ollama is an open source framework that allows you to run models on the edge, on your private laptop, for example. Ollama allows you to run open source models like Mistral, Lava, Llama, and all the other free to use, free to download models. The two great advantages of running open source models on the edge is that you don't need network to run those models as they are local, and you don't have to worry about data privacy as your data do not leave your laptop. So there's no fear of seeing more and more targeted ads in the future powered by OpenAI or Microsoft data. So in this video, we'll see what kind of hardware do we need to be able to run those models. I personally have a MacBook Pro M2 chip with 16 gigabytes of RAM, so that's nothing crazy. And I was able to run multiple models like the Mistral 7B, the Dolphin Mistral, Llama 7B, and others. Ollama also allows you to do multimodal, even if it's still in the early stage. You can do image to text, as in you can give an image to a model and expect it to describe it to you, translate the text in it, and so on, like you can do in GPT-4. But you cannot yet do image generation, as in there is no model available in Ollama that knows how to do image generation from text. So we are on Ollama.ai. This is how the web page looks like. You can download that application for macOS, Linux, or Windows not available yet. Here is the list of models. So Llama 2 from Meta, Mistral, Lava, which is a multimodal model. It allows images as inputs, but cannot generate images. Some models are larger than others. So if I go to Mistral, for example, on the tags tab, I will see the latest that I usually take. The instruct is specifically trained for conversation. Then you have a bunch of other versions. So download Ollama and let's start the next step. Hey, here's how to install Ollama Web UI. First, make sure you have Docker installed. Make sure you have Ollama up and running. That's what we did on the previous step. And then run this Docker command. This will create a detached container accessible on your port 3000. That's it. All right, this is the main interface of Ollama Web UI. You can see that I have Dolphin Mistral selected as a model. Let's try a quick prompt. So you can see that the interface is very similar to ChatGPT. They kind of did the same. And here you can see that the model speed is quite good. And I have here my short history of OpenAI in 5 key points. So I won't read all of that, but you can see that it's doing a fairly decent job. And you can see that during the content generation, my CPU had quite a high memory pressure, but now it's back to normal. For this prompt, I selected Dolphin Mistral, but I can also show you how you can select another model. CodeLlama is specialized for code generation. I also have classic Mistral, and you can even use Lava, which understands images. If you want to install more models, you can go to settings, models, and here enter the tag of a model, and you can see the list of models in Ollama.ai library. As for ChatGPT, you can also create model files, which is basically specific characters. So for example, I created my German buddy with a name and a content. So you specify which model you want this character to come from, and then you give it a prompt. So my German buddy is basically chatting with me in German and highlighting my mistake. You can also save prompts that you use very frequently. For example, let's create one to translate text into French. So So we'll name it translate the following text into French, save and create, and then it's fairly easy to use. Use slash French translation. Yeah, and it's doing a pretty good job. Something they introduced very recently is the ability to upload documents and use retrieval augmented generation. For example, I uploaded a very good paper on tiny stories. I recommend you to read it. And let's play around with it. So let's try to use our newly uploaded document, tiny stories, and let's ask a question. What is a tiny story? So the model takes a little bit of time to think, I guess, to retrieve the exact vectors of interest. And so the tiny story, 2 to 3 paragraphs using the vocabulary of a 3 to 4-year-old, generated by GPT-3.5 and GPT-4. This is correct. And to train models with less than 10 million parameters. This is correct as well. And yeah, I mean, this is a very good answer actually. So in summary, if you're like me and you don't really feel comfortable sharing all of your very personal information and data and stories with what I used to call best friends, which is basically ChatGPT. He was my person. I like to laugh about it being my best friend for the couple last months is. But so if you don't feel comfortable sharing all of this information with OpenAI, Microsoft, um, because very clearly they can then use it just like Meta and others and Google and so on are using it to propose us better advertising. If you don't feel comfortable with this, then you can definitely use Ollama Web UI or other tools that I'm not aware of. That, by the way, please put them in the comments if you know other open source tools like this. But you can use these tools to maybe not make 100% of your tasks, because if you require higher reasoning capabilities, you're still better off using GPT-4. But all the other small tasks where you don't require really GPT-4, then you can use those offline models and save some of your privacy. Also, check the roadmap of Ollama Web UI. The team is working hard on new capabilities, including internet browsing, so the same stuff that is available in GPT Plus, and also function calling, so allowing you to run small pieces of code. Uh, make the LLM able to run small pieces of code. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you want more content around open source AI, and see you in the next video.